everyone, thank you for your time to watch Pengbo Biotechnology's online business show. I sincerely wish you all a good health and looking forward to meeting you up at CPHI exhibition in December this year. I suppose you have learned that this show is going to talk about choline's effects and applications. Choline and its source, such as choline chloride, choline bitartrate, and so on, were discovered in 1849, and their effects were verified and used in 1940. Now, you might be confused that it's been consumed for 6 decades already. What's the reason to bring it up again? Frankly, I bear the same doubts before on this topic until I did further researches. Then I realized how ignorant I was before, and I would like to share with you about the neglect and unaware information of choline products. My talk is divided into 3 parts. First, surprisingly current situation. It is said that choline is one of the 4 nutrients body lacks in USA by 2015 dietary guideline for Americans committee. Second, effects and applications. I will introduce the choline's effects and applications with samples and researches. Many people, including our clients, are aware that choline bitartrate is used for nutritional food for weight management. But it is far more than this. I'm going to talk about more of its information and functions later in the show. The last, I will make an introduction of our company and hope you may have probable information about Pengbo Biotechnology. Okay, are you ready? Let's begin our topic today, surprisingly current situation. I found out that 90% of children, adults, pregnant women are not getting sufficient amount of choline, discovered by National Health and Nutrition Examination Survey. I'm surprised to know it, as I wasn't aware that there are so many people out of choline nutrient balance. That's why I thought that I might take this chance to spread the information about choline to more people. Let's see the adequate intake of choline for adults, children, pregnant women, and breastfeeding women, respectively. Men need 550 mg choline per day. Women need 425 mg choline per day. But pregnant women need 450 mg choline per day. Breastfeeding women need 550 mg choline. Children from 2 to 19 years old need 256 mg choline per day. Okay, we know the adequate intake of choline now. And next, I will be pleased to list top 10 food which contain choline. The champion is chicken breast. 6 ounces of chicken breast contains 198.9 mg of choline. Salmon is coming the next. The choline content is slightly less than breast chicken. 6 ounces with 191.4 mg of choline. The third place is lean pork chop, saying 142.8 mg choline in 6 ounces. It is higher than beef, which comes on the 5th place. You could check on the rest 7 with their choline content here. Do you have any question about it? Well, I had a question when I first got to know this. how much I eat to get enough choline from the food. Have 18 ounces of chicken breast, meaning 596.7 milligrams of choline, or 24 ounces of lean pork chop, 571.2 milligrams of choline. In fact, we need to have diversified food, not only for choline. So it seems that the nutritionists only tell us what to eat, but not how. It's impossible for us to get enough choline from enough food. That makes sense that 90% of people haven't taken enough choline. So choline has become one of the 4 short food nutrients released by DGA, which is Dietary Guideline for Americans Committee. A reading with magnesium, potassium, and fiber. Now, let's take the time to study again about the choline's effects and applications, and get some idea by the nutrition supplement company. Overall, choline is an essential substance involving into several body functions and is seeing a few benefits for human body. Choline brings the material for cell membrane structure, known as the cell's signal soldier. The signal's quick transmission will stimulate muscle to be more active and excited. Choline supplementation may increase processing speed, working memory, verbal learning, verbal memory, and executive function. Choline plays an important role in controlling fat and cholesterol buildup in the body. There is a saying that choline may help burn fat, which could accelerate weight loss and better metabolic health. People with highest level of choline consuming were observed to have a lower risk of liver disease comparing to those who take the lowest choline. Cell structure and messaging. Choline is a critical nutrient for all cells because it participates in the synthesis of the membrane phospholipid, one component of the cell membranes. The phospholipid is also the intracellular messenger molecules, just like the signal soldiers. Without it, no cell in the human body can function normally. If choline intake is insufficient, it's like the general loses his signal soldier in the war. Then what will happen next? The brain will be unable to preserve the memory and lead to inattention. Choline is a precursor for acetylcholine, and acetylcholine is the neurotransmitter synthesized by cholinergic neurons. It may control the muscle's activity, circadian rhythm, and memory. So let's see the nutrition food developed by Neuronis Limited Liability Company. The product name is Spectrum Nis. The food may optimize the nutritional status of children and adults with autism, spectrum, and other neurodevelopmental disorders, including ADD and ADHD. On its nutrition list, we find choline bitartrate. The content is 75 milligrams. It proves choline is of great significance to prevent brain and memory-related disease. If you are an athlete or sport fan and you intend to improve the sport performance, the nutritional foods or drinks with choline are the necessary things you need. And I just said earlier that choline is used by nerve cells to produce a closely related chemical called acetylcholine. Acetylcholine allows nerve cells to communicate with each other. If there is no acetylcholine in your brain, you won't even remember who you are. However, the key point to remember about the acetylcholine is that no leg muscle cell in your body could take part in the act of running unless it is told to do so by acetylcholine. It may keep muscular excited and energetic. I found the research report on the peak performance. The research tested the choline's effects on marathon, basketball dunking, and swimming athletes. The first one, marathon. To check on the performance part of the equation, researchers recently asked 10 trained runners, 8 males and 2 females, to run 20 miles as fast as possible after taking 2.8 grams of choline citrate 1 hour before running and the same amount at the halfway point of their efforts. On a second occasion, the athletes ran the same distance without taking choline. 7 of the 10 subjects ran better times after taking choline. An average time for the 20-miler was 5 minutes faster when choline was utilized, 2.33 versus 2.38. Dunking. In a separate study carried out with college basketball team members at Harvard, Holy Cross, and Northeastern University, players were given a fruit juice drink containing 2.43 grams of choline bitartrate or just plain fruit juice, say the placebo, 15 to 30 minutes before practice and again at the intermission for a period of 1 week. So that is to say the quantity has been added up to 2.46 grams of choline per day in the treatment group. As part of a crossover design, players who had ingested choline for 1 week crossed over and drank only placebo for a week, while placebo sippers tried out the choline bitartrate. The choline supplements are associated with several positives. Choline takers were less fatigued before practices. Choline takers reported that they felt more vigorous as practices began. They also felt more vigorous at the end of the practice. The third, research on swimmers. In a latest study, 16 members, say 9 males and 7 females, from the Northeastern University swimming team swallowed either a placebo or 2.83 grams of choline citrate 30 minutes before practice and again halfway through practice. That is 5.66 grams total per day for a period of 5 days. Again, choline supplements appeared to be effective. Without choline supplementation, blood choline levels skidded downwards by about 22 to 32% after workouts. With choline, they went up to 27 to 33%. Choline also enhanced pre-workout vigorous and relieved post-workout fatigue. Finally, 11 of the 16 swimmers improved their performance on the T30 assessments after taking choline, compared to the placebo, an effect which was statistically significant. Let's have a look at two kinds of application samples. The first one is choline inositol. It is a very common nutrition formula in the ingredients market. The supplier now Foods, one of our clients in the USA. The second is sports water burner developed by sponsor. We find the choline bitartrate is also on the nutrition list. Perhaps one of choline's most praised attributes is that it contributes to the weight loss. Choline plays an important role in controlling fat and cholesterol built up in the body. There is a saying that choline may help burn fat, which could accelerate weight loss and better metabolic health. Without an adequate supply of choline for phosphatidylcholine synthesis, triacylglycerides will accelerate, which leads to fatty liver, referred to the National Institutes of Health. 65% of Americans are experiencing overweight or obese. So this is an issue that touches our lives in one way or another. Choline deficiency can cause an abnormal deposition of fat in the liver, which may lead to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. So we may see the following nutrition and formal application for liver health and weight loss. The left side, liver biotech developed by UK company. It has 305 mg of choline bitartrate, and the other nutrition formula has 75 to 85 mg of choline bitartrate. The right side is one kind of weight loss nutrition food, super fat burner. There is 500 mg of choline bitartrate in the formula. Up to now, I have finished the introduction of choline's effects and application samples. Now, please allow me to introduce our company to you. Our owned factory is named Jiuan Ester Chemical Corporation Limited. Jinan Pengbo is its only direct sales company. The factory is founded in 2005, dealing with the choline chloride, choline bitartrate, choline dihydrogen citrate, and so on. The factory is covered 20,000 square meters. We have the GMP standard workshop. The production and management people have up to 20 years production experience. The annual production capacity is around 1,800 metric tons. This is our product list. The best-selling products include choline bitartrate, choline chloride, DMAE bitartrate, betaine anhydrous, and betaine hydrochloride. We are certified by ISO 9001, ISO 22000, SSC 22000, kosher, and halal. This is the food product license for choline chloride. This is our factory album. This is our laboratory, the reactors, centrifugal equipment, dryer, mixer, and filter. These are the standards we are complying with: FCC 9, USP 40, and EP8. We have 2 overseas warehouses in New Jersey and Los Angeles. This is our average sales growth rate. We keep the 30 to 40% growth rate every year from 2015. This is our sales route in China and at abroad. Welcome to visit our booth at CPHI 2020. Our booth number is E7573. Thank you so much. See you in December.